Does your profile picture actually show the true side of who you are? Your profile picture is a first impression, and the reality is many of us kind of shy away from it. We don't always want to be vulnerable and show our true side of ourselves. But the reality is a decent profile picture can actually get you 24 times more views and 36 times more engagement. So my question to you today is, does your profile picture actually show us who you are? If you're new here, hi, I'm Robyn from Robyn O'Brien Photography and Robyn's Academy. And today I want to teach you how to take a decent photo of yourself, and that clearly starts with some inspiration. Today we're going to be looking at 8 simple but clever profile pictures that you can take at home with relatively zero skill. This isn't about necessarily having a professional camera or getting clever. It's about knowing the techniques behind it and how you can utilize your profile picture so that you can gain more trust from the people around you. The first profile picture that I kind of want to talk about is faceless, because there are so many of you out there who are incredibly shy and go for those cliches of covering your face and trying to hide behind something. And I want to kind of tell you that you can be so much more expressive than this. You know, you can do clever silhouettes, you could do your view, you can give a story without necessarily giving into those day-to-day cliches, okay? Yeah, there are many people out there who don't like a photo of themselves. One of them. I'm not afraid to say that. But the reality is that I like the idea of being more creative. So you can be a little bit more creative in the way that you do this, okay? Which leads me on to my second one, which is quite literally a self-portrait. Okay, there are so many different ways that you can kind of tell somebody a little bit more about you and the kind of things that you love. Self-portrait is all about showing off who you are. It's your personality. If you're shy and sweet and cute, then go for that cute look, okay? If you're bold and brassy and, you know, determined, then show it. Show that boldness of who you are, because I'm telling you now, it's totally worth it. The third idea that particularly has become quite popular at the moment is keeping it really, really minimalistic. And one of the great examples of this was Will Smith's quite a simple white outline on a coloured background. These are so easy to create in Canva. And if you want to know more about that, you need to go and check out the blog post on it, okay? I'll tell you step by step on exactly how to do it in Canva, and it doesn't cost you anything. So I you know, if that's something you're interested in. For those who want to be a little bit more creative, you have got an avatar or some kind of anime cartoon style. There's different ways that you can obviously approach this. There's some really nice apps out there about how you can achieve this. And it's really, really simple. So it's just about thinking a little bit outside the box sometimes about how you want to approach this and what you want to tell somebody about you. I think that's a real key point, is what do you want to show somebody? You know, do you want to show your creative side? Do you want to show your ability to do photography? Do you want to show a skill that you've got? Which leads me into that kind of lifestyle kind of approach one, which allows you to quite literally showcase something that you love, whether it's a person, a furry friend, a skill that you have. There are different ways that you can incorporate that into your story. For those who want to get a little bit more creative, I would suggest getting clever with your lighting. Something like neo lights or getting really creative with your shadows can make a really big difference. That layered approach can be done by going through something. You can go through lights, shadows. You could literally be behind something. It really gives you that different kind of way of seeing things, which is really, really nice. Alternatively, you can do the other approach whereby you do a framed, so something like a mirror image of yourself. So cars are really popular for things like this, your wing mirror. You can do it quite literally a mirror from the house from a different perspective, which allows you to get more of a bigger picture approach. What I will say to you this, and be cautionary with this, is you need to think about where you're going to use this on your profile, because places like Facebook, your profile picture gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And while it can create a bit of curiosity, you don't want to lose somebody. So it's really important that you keep things clear and simple. The most popular one I've seen recently is actually a transparent profile, whereby literally a bit like the white outline, it is an outline of yourself and there's nothing in the background to distract away from everything. And it's been quite popular in places like TikTok and Clubhouse and things like that, where it allows you to have a slightly more obscure way of showing yourself off. It helps stand out a little. So if that's something you're interested in, I would totally recommend using Canva, because it's very easy to remove backgrounds. So you just need a decent photo of yourself and you don't need to worry about all the stuff behind you. So Canva is definitely a tool that I would recommend. One of the big questions I get from people is, how frequently should we be changing our profile picture? How many profile pictures do I need of myself? And while it has been statistically shown that we are increasing the frequency in which we change our profile pictures, you know, women are now up to apparently an average of every 2 weeks. Haven't changed mine in 6 months, but hey ho. I would recommend that you keep a bank of them, okay, because you can alternate through these things dependent on the season that you're in, and you don't need to necessarily worry too much about how these things go when you don't need to worry about having, like, it's okay to use last year's photo if, as long as it still represents who you are and what, you know, and what you believe, then that's fine. Just don't keep something from when you were 20 if you're in your 30s, because we don't look that good anymore. If you want some more tips on how to take a profile picture of your home so that you actually look half decent, then I would totally recommend that you go and check out my post on it, because it's something really, really cool, and there's some really, really good tips and tips to make sure you don't get things like the double chin and you get those angles right. So if you want a couple of little tricks on how to, go check that out now, and I will see you guys next week.